digital transformation, right? Now, everybody has a definition of what is digital transformation, right? Mr. Laha mentioned that how it was always there. It is just that it is happening at a rapid pace right now. The speed of the change has changed. Different. Now, these are some of the definitions which we have taken from, say, internet, which is the realignment or new investment in technology, business model, and process to drive new value for customer and employees, and more effectively compete in ever-changing digital economy. Now, what does it mean? When I say realignment, so I'll give you an example of what we're doing as a company. So I come from a consulting company. Our main business is audit, tax, assurance, and of course, I'm the new entrant, which is digital transformation. Now, how are we thinking about digital transformation? Yes, we are thinking in terms of whether the audit will remain valid or will it be there in the future or not. If it will be there, what will be the form and shape of audit? Do you think robotic process automation will take over audit function? Internal audit as a function, whether it will remain or not? Or do you think artificial intelligence can just take over the internal audit function? So it means what we are thinking, how do we realign our services so that we can compete in the future? For us, that is digital transformation. When an auditor comes to your company, he looks or tries to find out in your function what are the outliers. But finding outliers is very easy in data and analytics. Do you really need an auditor to do that? And if yes, then what are the value the auditor will provide? Can he provide you some more insights? Root cause analysis is the next step, happens when you find an outlier. Do we really need a human to find out what is the root cause analysis for that particular outlier? Or can I use ELK, which is Elastic Search, Logstash, and Kibana as a combination and find out what are the root cause of that particular outlier? That is, for us, transformation. And when we use these digital technologies like robotic process automation, AI, chatbots, we call it as digital transformation. Now what happens? When we do this, a couple of things has to change. Fundamentally, just like Mr. Laha said, as an organization, we have to change our DNA. It means, as an employee of the company, I have to think from that perspective. As he rightly mentioned that I need to know how to live with a digital FTE. Future of teams will be combination of human and digital FTE for sure. And it is happening right now. For us, that is the way we are thinking about digital transformation. How does that help our customers? Because our customers are changing, they are deploying new and newer technologies. So we have to make sure that when we perform these functions, we are also equipped with technologies to match them. It means I have to make sure that organically in my company, the technology is flowing in the right direction, but at the same time, I have to make sure how my customers are changing so that I can align my services to that. From an IT company perspective, just like you guys, what is the biggest problem? The biggest problem is that if you look at robotic process automation today, now the genesis of robotic process automation is the automation of QA. When you started doing automation in QA, that tool got converted into RPA. But now RPA is threatening QA, saying, can I use RPA to do all my testings? Do you think QA as a function will remain? Right? So I mean, these are the questions you need to ask from each dimension, from your customer perspective, your employee perspective, Very interestingly, I was involved in one of the digital transformation strategy recently for a company which is into aerospace manufacturing. And the most important thing the MD asked, Dipender, tell me one thing. Do you think I have a team which can deliver this vision? What is the maturity of my employees to deliver this vision? Shall I bring on new blood? Shall I retrain? And of course, as he mentioned, if you can't retrain as per the new technologies, somebody will replace you. A newer blood will come who understand the new technology is going to replace. I mean, these are, and it is not only about technology, it is also about human. Now, everybody expects that everything is available just like that. You get so frustrated if you don't get an Uber driver in 5 minutes, right? You keep pressing that button. So the expectation has increased. I remember we used to wait for buses for half an hour, 1 hour, 45 minutes. But now you're not even ready to wait. So it means the Uber has to create the technology in such a way so that the generation which is there today can be served. So, and it has to be very, very simple. The transformation which you are trying to do, the digital transformation, whatever form, fashion, function, it has to be as simple as that. And the future will be of no user interface. You must be seeing ad nowadays, Alexa, can you play this song, right? Look at the kids who are growing up with that expectation. Do you think tomorrow they're going to open a website, right, and check their mails? No. So how do we change ourselves? From the consulting perspective as well as from the technology perspective. How do we change? Now, when you bring the technology and the expectation together, which is like machine, human, and the data, is something called digital transformation, where you transform from one function to another function. Go to the next slide. Now these are, what I have done is, I have been to a lot of places. What I have done is I have noted down a couple of very, very interesting thoughts and phrases people have used. Now, as Mr. Laha mentioned about the computing power. One gentleman said the frame of transaction have decreased. Yes, we used to purchase earlier also. I used to go to the market, right, search. But now the expectation is that I will click and it will come to my place. Similarly, when we used to do meetings, if you have 5 offices, people will travel from one place to another place. Now you do Skype, right? So it means whatever transaction you are doing right now, the frame is reducing, the time is reducing, expectation is reducing. Return on ignorance is a very beautiful word. There are companies who are just waiting that nothing will happen, right? They should calculate their ROI, return on ignorance. He said 70% companies will vanish for sure. There are, and before coming here, we were having a discussion in terms of what is the future. I mean, what do you think what will happen? And one thought which was there, and I'm also kind of listening it from my customer, is analytics. Everybody is investing in analytics. I will do analytics. But the expectation is already changed. They are saying, I will only need insights from you. I don't want big data. I don't want Hadoop. I don't want Scoop. You invest, you just give me the insights. These are the expectations already building up in the market. I'm not talking about Western market. I'm talking about India market. Right? So how do you align yourself to that? How do you create offerings around that to serve your customers? Can you create that infrastructure to serve everything as a service? Now, when IT, usually people don't like IT, right? Whether it is manufacturing company, whether it is IT company itself. So the way you treat your IT department is not that great, right? But now, do you have options in terms of not involving IT into decision making? No, right? I'm in the era of, so till now we have actually done automation of all our operations, but I think the time has come that you start doing digital decision making, right? Not only that, people also want to make sure that whatever decision was taken in certain conditions has been recorded so that we can replay and see what were the assumptions which we took have gone wrong. Right. So these are, I thought it will be very, very interesting to kind of share these things with you, because whenever I go, I keep noting whatever I catch my eyes or my ears. Go to the next slide. Just move on a little bit faster. Okay, so next slide, please. So now, one of the most asked question to me when I go for these discussions, what can I do different from my competition so that I can get the edge? Or we call it as, can I become a digital elite? Can you do a research for my customer and say what they are not doing so that I do and I get the edge? It's called, usually called as a niche. What is your niche? So in IT we talked about niche, but niche technologies, but niche is also always there in manufacturing, supply chain, everywhere. So what is that niche for yourself? So just a couple of very, very important quotes from very, very renowned leaders. Elon Musk has said, I could either watch it happening or be part of it. I think the answer is that we should be part of it. Right? A lot of companies don't succeed over time. What do they fundamentally do wrong? They usually miss the future. Of the very first list of Fortune 500 companies, only 57 are left. And that is what Mr. Laha was also saying. And God knows how many will remain. Now, just to showcase, we recently did a survey in Thornton with a lot of CFOs. So we got like 304 responses, companies from $100 million to $1 billion, various industries, auto, manufacturing, finance. So we just wanted to see what do they think, what is the goal for digital transformation. Everybody has a perspective, right? Finance guy will have a perspective, manufacturing guy will have a different perspective, CEO will have a different perspective, but at the same time, from the senior executive perspective, CFOs, we wanted to see how do they look at digital transformation and what do they want to get out of that. The next slide, please. So this is and I think my colleague will also kind of concur with this. Number one priority is the customer experience. Now, customer experience in B2B and customer experience in B2C is a totally different ballgame. But at the end of the day, customer is customer. Now, if you talk about B2C, in how many clicks you can make him buy. But in the manufacturing space, and especially if you are an ancillary, it's totally different. For them, the problem is that the OEM wants to know where my product is, when it is going to supply, and can you open your systems to me so that I can see real time how much is in inventory, how much is in production show floor, how much is actually getting into the truck right now. For them, that is the customer experience. How quickly you respond to my queries is a customer experience. And the second one is of course, improving operational efficiency. Everybody I talked to today, I mean, in the morning also I was talking to somebody in Sweden. The first question, how we can use RP? I mean, everybody is into it. And can I use it for audit? Can I use for account payable? Can I use for account receivable? Can I use it for testing? I mean, everybody is asking for that. CFO has a mandate. If any company has a very large finance function, they are up for a trouble. 25% reduction is the mandate. Use this technology and please bring the cost down. I think that is the, you can say, if there are two insights, one is the customer experience, the operational efficiency, and it's coming out very, very clearly. And of course, then there are others. I mentioned that when I was talking to the owner of a mall yesterday, so like one of the biggest mall in India, not in India, especially in NCR region, he wanted to see how can I monetize whatever I have in terms of data. Since the margins are shrinking, there is a lot of online presence. How do I compete with Flipkart? How do I compete with Amazon? Why would people come to my mall? What should I do? Right? So new products offering. Can I create something new which will increase my footfall? Or there is something called tenant mix. Shall I mix the tenants so that people will come? If you look at DLF Mall of India in Noida, why people go there? Most of the people go there to eat and then they shop also. Right? KPI reporting, I think, is an old word. It's a dead word now, KPI. But yes, still it is relevant. But I think most of the people have already figured it out. But it is still appearing as one of the requests, or you can say one of the drivers for digital transformation. Go to the next one. Now, what are the challenges? When we ask what are the challenges you are facing? You won't believe there are still companies where the systems don't talk to each other. Right? So the systems integration is still a problem. Now, if the systems are not integrated internally, seamlessly, you cannot provide a customer experience. As an employee, if you don't get to see your salary slip in a system, you will get frustrated. Right? You go to 5 different places to see, this is my income statement, this is my salary slip, this is my rating. You want to have everything in one place. That is employee experience. You increase your employee experience, automatically your customer experience will improve. But for that, you need to have your systems integrated. And that listed out one of the most, it's a challenge which they have listed down. Next one. I mean, yes, we know what are the advantages of using automation, and they have re-emphasized, yes, automation is the way going forward. Next one, please. Now, this is very interesting. This is how they are perceiving what are the technologies which will be prevalent in now, 2 years, 5 years, 5 years. I mean, 3 technologies, they think in 5 years this will take over. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and RPA. Go to the next one, please. I mean, it is a very difficult question. At the same time, you are considered like us to answer that question. What will I get if I invest in digital transformation? I think it's like a question which has answers, but then there are certain questions which doesn't have answers. You want to make sure that your employee experience improves, but you don't have an ROI. ROI will come if your customer experience improves and you would have stickiness with the customer. So there are direct and indirect benefits. Sometimes, yes, it is possible to prove the ROI, sometimes it is not possible to prove the ROI. There are 2 schools of thoughts when people take the journey of digital transformation. One, from the technology community perspective, they will follow a lean innovation model. What does it mean? The concept of startups. Fail fast so that you can succeed faster. You build something very, very quickly and test it in the market and see works or not, either preserve or pivot. If it is working, you preserve. If it is not working, you just pivot and throw it away. And use the technology which are available today as a service to build your MVP. We call it as MVP, minimal viable product. Whether it is in terms of RPA, artificial intelligence, or anything you want to build. I mean, this is one. But the second, there are people who still wants to look at the bigger picture first, and then narrow down to initiatives. Both the approach has their pluses and minuses. Depending on what you are trying to do, you can adopt one of these models. Next one, please. I mean, this is a very interesting thing. Interesting quote, and applicable to everyone. It is not the strongest of species that survive, nor the most intelligent that survive. It is the one that is most adaptable to the change. I think if I have to give you one advice, just like Mr. Laha has said, open to change. Don't resist. Otherwise, you will not be there in the queue. Thank you.